nutrients which can promote their well-being. And one of the best of such foods is Vitamilk soy milk drink. Yeah, Vitamilk is made from whole grain soybean, which is a good source of plant protein, and it's enriched with omega-3, 6, and 9 calcium and essential nutrients and multivitamins recommended for healthy living. Vitamilk has no artificial coloring, no artificial flavorings, and no preservatives. Choose Vitamilk Champ for your children. Vitamilk also comes in regular soy milk drink, Vitamilk Energy, Vitamilk Choco, Vitamilk Banana, Vitamilk Strawberry, Vitamilk 250 ml, and a Vitamilk 1 liter Tetra Pak. Are you tired of juggling multiple shortcodes and payment apps? Simplify your life with Koba. Yeah, dial *365# or use the Koba mobile app today to pay water bills, buy electricity, top up airtime, transfer funds, and more. All in one place. It's fast, secure, and works on all networks. Download the app on the App Store or Play Store. Search for Koba, Korba, or call 020-040-4010 to get more details. Koba, our lives simplified. And I'm sure you've been there before. You place the perfect multi-bet and it's all going your way until it's not. And one or more picks let you down. Well, with Betway's Bet Saver feature, you can win even if your bet misses. Yeah, even on multiple losses, you can get your bet back and more. Bet Saver, exclusive to Betway. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway. Get way more. Right. Today on our drive chat, I can literally say we got your back. So, do you experience some back pain sometimes? Are you living with back pain? Yeah, back pain is something that most of us have experienced at some point, right? Various reasons, obviously. But have you ever stopped to wonder what's causing it, or you already know, but how are you managing it? But what if I told you that there are always ways to prevent and even treat it effectively? Well, you're in luck today because we've invited a very trusted expert and one of our very good friends to help us understand this whole back pain issue. Yeah. So if there's something in your back hurting, you might want to get closer to your radio, turn it up a little bit as we get to speak to our very good friend, chiropractor and CEO of Nova Wellness Center, Dr. Naa Asheley Ashietey. She joins us today as our drive doctor. Hello, dog. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm well and so good to see you.
Very, very
you
happy to
came
see
at the
you.
perfect time because our backs are hurting.
Uh-oh.
We've been sitting for long hours and yemubu. Literally, you know. I know a lot of people out there can relate to the back pain. Most of us have sedentary lifestyles. Most of us are sitting at the desk from 9 to 5 and we hardly ever get a break. And so our backs are hurting. Some folks are also sitting on chairs that are not, designed well to support their backs. So all this and more have caused a lot of pain for people's backs. Today, we get to explore this conversation. Thank you so much for coming by.
Pleasure.
Is your seat comfortable enough? Is your back okay? Do you need a pillow?
No, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Very fine, thank you.
Right, okay. So let's get to understand the concept and really what's causing us to have these back pains.
So back pain is very, very common. The research shows that about 80% of the population would have had some form of back pain.
80%?
80%.
Oh, dear.
So that's a lot.
That's
of
a lot.
people, yes. And that's different types of back pain. It could be upper back, it could be the middle, it could be the waist area. So we do need to find ways and means of minimizing this. Like you rightly said, our activities of daily living these days, the way we sit, posture issues, how long we're sitting for, our activities whilst we're sitting, whether you are on your computer, whether you're on your phone, tablets, behind your console, all these things over time can cause our spine and the structures that surrounding the spine to go out of its normal optimum state.
Okay.
And that usually leads to back pain.
Okay, so it's normally a thing of the spine.
Yes.
And not exactly the muscles at the back.
There are a lot of different causes of back pain. So most commonly, it's due to misalignments of the spine.
Okay.
But sometimes we can have things like muscle spasms. That can even happen while sleeping.
Okay.
Or whilst picking something from the floor. You can get a muscle spasm at any point in time. Sometimes back pain can also be secondary to other conditions. And this is why we shouldn't take back pain lightly, because sometimes it could be pain from cancer,
Oh, wow.
for instance, yes. Or it could be pain from an infection. So if you keep popping those pills thinking that you just want to do away with the pain, there could be an underlying factor which over time you can't mask anymore, and then it would come up. So there are different causes of pain, and that's why we always recommend that you have that pain checked and evaluated to know what the cause is so that you can seek treatment.
So let's go through the common causes then.
Okay. So first one, or most common, would be posture.
The sitting posture.
The sitting posture. Not only sitting, even how we sleep.
Oh.
All types of posture.
Are you serious?
Everything that you do within your day, how you do it is regarded as your posture. So how you sleep, how you sit, how you pick up things from the floor, how you walk, how you stand.
Oh, dear.
All that requires some type of posture. So if you don't do those things well, it can lead to spinal misalignments, muscle spasms, and then cause some of these problems. And then also we have something we call neuropathic pain. That's nerve pain. So that could be due to nerve pressure. Again, from even the way you carry something from the floor.
Okay.
You hear people talk about, me pen the tall for me, fana me take crap or me cheap, And then for men, for instance, where they keep their wallets, it's also a very, very common one.
How do you mean?
So a lot of men like to keep their wallets in their back pockets.
Right.
So you keep it there and then you sit on it. I always say that once you sit on your wallet, there's a nerve right here. I'm sure we're streaming somewhere, right?
Yeah, we're
so
live.
Some people
We're live
can
on
see.
Facebook.
Okay.
So
All right.
if you're listening in and you want to see exactly
Yes.
what she's demonstrating, you can go onto our Facebook page, and then you'd get to see exactly what she's demonstrating
Right.
with her.
So if you're keeping your wallet in the back pocket, it's gonna sit right here, and then you sit on it. So the surface now becomes uneven. One side is protruding out more, the other side is flatter.
Okay.
So over time, you're putting a lot of stress on a nerve we call the sciatic nerve. And that commonly causes a condition called sciatica.
I've heard of it.
Yes. So sciatica is very, very common. And unfortunately, certain simple lifestyle things that we all do can lead to sciatica. So once you prevent these things from happening, then you reduce your risk of getting sciatica.
Ah.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. So I want to put it there so people know that we get money.
Yeah,
One
the
shows it,
thicker
the wallet is fat. You get it.
the thicker the better. Yes. So repetitive stress, typing a lot, sitting for long and typing. And then another common one is falls and accidents. Sometimes people may have had certain car accidents. It may have been 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but the trauma to the spine still is there, and it can lead to pain as you get older. So all these things need to be checked and especially as you're aging. You realize that naturally your bones, your joints start to degenerate when you're getting older. So even without having to do anything, there's a likelihood that you start to have pain. And so putting in some of these preventive measures we'll talk about will go a long way to help prevent lower back pain.
George Quay is asking if you actually said psychiatric nerve. George Quay, she didn't say psychiatric nerve. The one
Sciatic nerve.
That one is yours. That one is the one that is torn. George is so funny. He said, did you say psychiatric nerve? It's sciatic.
Yes, sciatic nerve. That's funny.
Okay. So now I think one of the things that, well, if you're listening in and you're following the conversation, you have any questions, please send it to us on WhatsApp 055 or you can call us on 0302 if you have any questions regards to back pain and all of that. But I'm sure one of the things that people will be wondering, really, how do we prevent it? It's definitely not one size fits all, but there are probably a lot of some preventive measures or precautions that we might have to take to be able to avoid, some of these injuries and all.
Sure. So the first thing I would say is you want to check your posture. When you're sitting in the office, for instance, how do you sit? Do you sit always bent one side? Do you sit slouched always? Are you reclining yourself, Or
So the way I'm sitting now, what's up? Because now I don't even know how to sit.
Not good.
It's not good, eh? Oh. So how should I sit now?
Because you have slouched like that, so
Yes,
your
in
shoulders are rolled forward. Your spine is supposed to be in a certain curve. So when you sit that way, it's like you are accentuating that curve. And over time, if every day, Monday to Friday, you be here working and you have this poor posture, you're going to do this for the next, 20, 30 years. By the time you retire,
oh my God,
that's the problem.
Okay. Guys, please, from tomorrow, come and put bed here. I will do the show lying on the bed because I don't understand. So I have to now sit back.
You have to sit. I know it's uncomfortable because you're not used to it, but it's got to do with the type of chair you're sitting on.
Okay.
I'm sure there are chairs that would be better for what you do. You have about 3 monitors.
I have 5 monitors.
5 monitors, you have the microphones and all of that. So you need a type of chair where you can navigate through all these quite easily while still supporting your spine.
Please let me find out whether the radio in my HR office is loud.
High up.
Please let them turn up the volume for
highest.
HR. Because they said I need special chair, and bed, and breakfast and lunch, and after they chop, they do the show.
So yes, we need to watch how we sit, especially whatever we're doing. Even in the market, a lot of the time people say, "Oh, you're only talking about those in the office," but even if you're sitting in the market, selling, imagine sitting on one of those traditional low kitchen chairs. That's what a lot of our mothers would sit on in the kitchen. In the market, the stool. You sit on that low thing. Your knees are all the way up, your hips are down, and you'll be sitting there for hours on end without getting up. Obviously, you're going to put a lot of stress on the bones, the disc, the nerves, and that will lead to back pain. So it's very, very important that we pay attention to our posture, number one. Number two, we need to avoid sedentary lifestyles. So no matter what your line of work is, whether it is radio, office, whatever it is, in between the day, it's very important that we move around. So I always say at least every 30 to 45 minutes, get up and walk around. These days, our watches, our phones even will give us alerts. When you've been sitting for too long. But a lot of us ignore those alerts, but it's for a reason, because we've realized that we call it sitting disease. It's literally a disease now.
Wow.
So that's why in a lot of the high-tech companies, they don't even provide chairs anymore. They provide what we call sit-stand capable desk. So you can be standing, and then in between you can adjust it and sit down and work. The whole idea is you want to keep moving throughout your day. So whether you're at home, you're at school, you're at work, don't be sedentary whilst going through your daily activities. Then also we want to use ergonomics. Okay, so that's what we were talking about. How you relate to all the different things at your workstation.
Right.
Is your printer behind you so that every 2 seconds you're doing this? You may not realize that small twist, small quote unquote, is putting pressure on your spine. So you need to rearrange the things at your workstation so that as you pick up the phone, as you pick up that file, you are not putting pressure on your spine. And then also, you want to do things like exercise. We were talking about exercising earlier on. It's very, very, very important because it helps with your circulation, it helps with muscle relaxation, stretches. All of these things will help us to prevent back pain.
Well, this is good. In fact, Reverend PJ sends a message. A good presentation, Dr. Naa. Thank you so much.
Hi, Rev.
And I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Listen, if you're listening in and you have any questions, give us a call, 0302-216-541. I already received tons of them, so let's get through some of them. So, with regards to the wallet on one side, somebody sends a message that says, Lexis, will it be better to put 2 wallets in the pocket then? one for
One
each
on
side.
each side. So that would mean that you are putting an equal amount
Of money
or whatever in
The
both.
question is, do you have money to put in that wallet? My guy, let's just keep one.
This is very important. So yesterday I was on a sister station just to talk about this quickly. So we were talking about wallets and back pockets, and somebody sent a message and said what I was saying was so true. They had this habit from 2007, and last year they had severe back pain. They ended up in surgery.
Oh dear.
Spine surgery.
Wow.
And so there may have been other things that contributed to the surgery, but he admitted that one of the things or habits that he had been doing since 2007 was keeping his wallet in his back pocket. So let's not take this lightly, because what happens is as you sit on it, you put the pressure on the sciatic nerve, your hip goes off. Your spinal bones also misalign because they are responding to the misalignment of the hips,
Right.
and then over time your nerves get impinged, severe pain comes, and now they have to go in and create more room around that nerve.
Right.
And that is not a very, very interesting or fun surgery to go through. So as much as possible, let's do these simple things to avoid it.
Well, Lexis, please, why is it that after CS, your back never ever feels the same again?
Wow.
I've been there 4 times, and
Times.
I also heard lots of women say same.
Yes. So, to my dear sister, it's not even only CS. Even with the vaginal births, carrying a pregnancy, carrying another human being for 9-10 months is no joke. So, yes, it can affect your spine. So
And they have a big head like mine.
then double trouble.
That's a lot of weight on you.
Yes, and then we have the mothers who have multiple births, so the twins, the
yeah.
triplets. So you can imagine, walking around with extra weight on your spine for that long a period. So not even only those who've had CS, but obviously for CS, there are a lot of things that happen. There's the anesthesia where the injection goes in, which sometimes affects the sensitivity of the nerves. So you realize that, and she said 4 times. So imagine
That's a lot.
each time
Yeah.
we're injecting into the spine, and unfortunately it can cause sensitivity of the nerves and cause a lot of pain.
Jane Terma says, Lexis, I work no less than 10 hours standing.
Ooh.
And the job is mostly physical. Can that cause back pain?
Yes, absolutely.
I think this one, me crack an answer for you, oh my guy.
Yeah, 1,000%.
You need Dr. Naa.
So you're standing, and we need to watch even your footwear when you're standing for that long. There are specific types of shoes that are made to absorb the pressure when you're standing for so long. What are you standing on? Is it on concrete? Is it on grass? All of these things have to be taken into consideration if your primary work entails standing for that long. So yes, we definitely want to take a look and see how best we can help her.
All right, Jane Tema, that's it there. I think you might want to have a conversation with Doc to see whether they can sort you out. But I'm pretty sure 10 hours standing is...
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
Dr. Nutikor says, I want to know the effect of yoga on the spine.
So yoga is a type of stretching exercise, so to speak, and it's healthy for the spine so long as it is done right. You just have to make sure you're going to a professional teacher who knows about the muscles and they know exactly what they're doing. Unfortunately, some people may not understand the premise or the philosophy behind yoga so well. So if you're not careful, you get injured. But if you go to a professional yoga teacher, then that's a very good exercise for the spine, so long as it's done properly.
Yeah. I mean, even for any other exercise as well, you need a professional to be there to guide you. You don't want to be caught in my trap. I got overexcited in the gym and I injured myself.
Yes.
So there you go. Sam at Fiesta Royale says, Lexi, some of us like crossing our legs when sitting, even in trotro. Is that okay? It says, for the trotro, it's value for money.
Totally understand.
You get the front seat, Charlie, for cross your legs. You are paying for it.
So sitting anywhere, not only in the car, we don't recommend the crossing of legs. I'll try to demonstrate again for those who can see us. When you cross your leg like this, you're putting a lot of rotation right from your pelvic bone.
Okay.
And then you're crossing knee on top of knee. You could be in this position for hours. So that whole time, there's a lot of torsion that you're putting over here. And that also squeezes your nerves, the muscles, all the tissues in the lower back. So we don't recommend it. The other issue with crossing of legs is most people would recommend, or most people cross only one side. So if you're used to always crossing the right, it's even uncomfortable to cross the other side. So repetitive stress is what we call it, is what you're putting on that lower back joint, and that can also lead to back pain. So we recommend crossing at your ankles instead of knee on top of knee.
The steez is in the knee. The steez.
It looks cooler. It looks cooler.
Okay, you look cool. You look like we're a guy. Oh, cross your leg, nice. Oh. But,
I agree.
but it's got its issues, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I see. I mean, so is that the thigh stuff is too heavy
It's
to
heavy
cross.
to even carry it and cross.
Carry it and cross. So, Charlie, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Anytime I try to cross my leg, I realize
No,
this one
it's not for you.
It won't happen. It won't happen. All right. 0302216541 for those who would want to call, but otherwise you can actually send us a WhatsApp message on 055 11119978. Fua is asking, I do my own work and I stand a lot whilst working. What footwear would you recommend?
So I would recommend sneakers.
Okay.
For Ifwa, and she should go to any of these sports shops and look out for the ones that have a thicker sole. There are different types of sneakers. So there's a specific type that they recommend for those who actually lift a lot of weight. You realize that those ones have thicker soles. That way
and
it
softer.
can absorb. Yes.
Some of them
and
are
softer.
gummy.
Exactly. So it gives you more cushion as you're standing. So I would recommend sneakers for her. A lot of people feel they can wear flats.
Yeah.
When they're standing for so long. Flats do not give you support
at all,
because it doesn't have any extra sole, to cushion your feet. So I don't recommend flats. You can get a good pair of sneakers that have a supportive sole, and that should give you some cushion.
Well, there you go. I think we've got a friend here. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
Nah.
Now, welcome. Let's hear you.
Okay, I had a problem with my knee. They say rheumatoid arthritis, and it's healing, or it's getting better. But I've realized that I'm going halfway. Mrs. H, yeah.
Hey.
So what can be the cause, please?
Okay. Did you get that now?
Yeah, I think I got the first part of it. She said rheumatoid arthritis.
Arthritis,
yeah,
yes.
So rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease. So that's even different from the arthritis or the degeneration we're talking about. That's an autoimmune disease. So your body is fighting your own joints, unfortunately. So that needs a lot of treatment. And yes, if you're having that in your knee, it can also affect your spine, because your body is one whole piece. It's not in different pieces. So if you have rheumatoid arthritis of your knee, unfortunately, if your knee is getting weaker, you may be compensating, you may not be walking as balanced, and over time it can affect your spine. So it's not uncommon that you would have knee pain and start to tilt one way or the other. I would highly recommend that she gets checked to make sure her spine is in a better position while she deals with the rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah, I'll send a message. Ever since my wallet was stolen in Trotro from my back pocket in Medina,
Simple.
I don't use wallet anymore. Charlie, my guy, you are avoiding back pain.
Simple.
Oh dear, yeah. Thanks a lot for your message as well. Lexis, please ask Doc the solution to the back pain associated with CS. My wife is going through a lot with this back pain. Michael from Teshi.
All right, so I would recommend an evaluation. Like I said, we need to know what the cause of the problem is. Is it purely the CS? Is it something else? There could even be some conditions like scoliosis even before she got pregnant. That's a curvature in the spine. So I would recommend an evaluation. They can come to Nova Wellness Center and we'll do a thorough check, look at x-rays or MRIs to see exactly where the problem is. And then based on that, we can recommend treatment for her.
Okay, well, for those who want to get in touch with you and the team at Nova Wellness, how do they do that? So
Nova Wellness Center, we're located in Jowulu and Kumasi. So you can reach us at 054 958 6494. We'll book an appointment for you to come in. We'll do the assessment, look at any scans, and then we have different types of treatments. We do all natural treatment. So we do chiropractic, we do something called spinal decompression. We also have massage therapy. We have a lot of things at Nova Wellness Center. So just call us and come in, and then we'll see what treatment will work best for you. Lexis, the way you're laughing.
It's the message I just received that's making me laugh. In fact, all the messages I received today, let me start off with the one on the screen. Lexis, when I sleep and cross my legs, I do dream that something is chasing me and I can't run. Please, which nerve doesn't want me to run proper? I mean, how can you? What is this? What is this?
Nerve?
80. What is this? You dream something is chasing you, so it'll be some nerve with it.
Wow.
Now, listen to this as well. Is there a relationship between the height or weight of a person and the car they drive? Can driving a car not made for your weight or height cause back pain? Or is it purely a case of the car seat adjustment?
Okay.
I get a lot of backache when I use my Bentley.
Okay.
Should I stick to the G-Wagon?
Okay.
Or go and collect my Bugatti from the other guy?
All right.
George Quay. Can you guys, George, block Joy FM. Block Joy.
Oh Lord, that is too funny. I actually see George Quay around Chado. So the next time I see him, I'll just stop and then check the car heights.
Was it a G-Wagon or a Bentley?
Let's just keep that one for now. The next time I see him, I will stop the car and then we'll have to go and check his car seat heights and all that and make sure he's doing well.
George, you are over 40. You need to go and buy Bugatti Chiron. Go and buy Bugatti and do party at Independence Square to fix the back problem.
But to his point, he's very right, because sometimes if you don't adjust your car seat properly, depending on your height and things like that, it all boils down to the posture, like we were talking about. So that can lead to some discomfort in your back as well. Yes.
So is that why George was buying pillows the other time?
So that you can cushion the back a bit more, yes.
No, there's a height. When he sits down, his head is under the steering wheel. Anyway, I mean, this has been a very good conversation. I'm so happy we got to talk about this, and I'm also grateful to you, and you and your team at Nova Wellness are doing amazing stuff. Of
Thank
course,
you.
we've been following your progress, and we need to say congrats to you,
Thank you
as
so
well for all
much.
that you're doing. And I'm
you.
sure our audience would definitely want to reach out to you and come, and because you're cheap, we'll come.
Please come.
There are so
Please
many
do.
people who have back
Yes.
pain and are going through a lot. So Dr. Naa Asheley Ashietey and her team will make sure you're fixed, you're good. They'll take you through whatever it is that needs for you to be managed perfectly. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Doc.
Thanks for having me, Lexis.
It's great having you. Have a good day, and
Thank you.
we'll speak soon. I'm sure there are
Yes.
other things that we'll cover here
Sure.
on our drive
Anytime.
chat. All right, so that's about it. I'm Lexis Bill, and stay tuned in. There's more.
Hey, welcome back to work.
Charlie, thanks, bro. Thanks,
The
bro.
malaria really knocked you down, eh?
Charlie, no joke. Fever, headache, vomiting,
Hey.
loss of appetite.